Alright guys, welcome back. I'm Jake and you're watching Dude Ranch DIY. This afternoon I just loaded up my tractor with the grapple and the ballast box. I just got over to one of my client's properties and we got a few different things that we're going to be doing today. We're going to be moving some logs, we're going to be ripping out some stumps, and we're going to try and use the Everything Attachments 55-inch Wicked Root Rake Grapple to do some root raking of some weeds and briars and brush and stuff in this patch of woods here behind me. So let me grab the camera, I'll show you what we got going on, and then we're going to start by tackling the logs first.
All right guys, so as you can see, the house is up there on the hill and we got all these briars and stuff. We're not going to tackle those today. An old clay tennis court, which we're definitely not going to tackle today. But then we have this little branch here, this pile of logs here from last summer. Actually, I did some emergency tree work for them, and they just told me to leave the logs here, but then they realized over the winter, without any leaves, they were in plain sight from the house. So they'd like me to move the logs, so I'm gonna push them back here as far back as I can go. And then this whole area that's covered in leaves that the logs are currently sitting in, they'd like to plant grass at some point. So she asked me to try and just push back all the leaves and brush and stuff, basically to this big tree right here, which is a Norway maple. And that'll be kind of like the dividing line between woods and the new grass. So we'll see how the grapple does at, clearing out this brush and stuff. Obviously picking up the logs should be no issue whatsoever. But then the real challenge, I think, is going to be all these, brambles and vines and bushes and stuff over here. This is a decent sized section and it's pretty thick. As you can see, it kind of juts out from the rest of the line here. And she said she'd just like me to try and push it back as best I can. I told her it's probably not going to be pretty, but I'll see what I can do with the Wicked Root Rake Grapple. If we get through all that while it's still daylight, there's an old garden up there. You can kind of see some little stumps sticking out there. So we're gonna try and rip out those old stumps from where there used to be a fence and a garden that got overgrown. They want to turn that into lawn too. So we'll see if we get to that. But to start, I'm going to fire up the tractor and push this one branch with the brown leaves back a little bit and kind of make some room for me to move all these logs. Well, all right, guys. As you can see, the tractor with the Rake Grapple made pretty quick work of all that. The logs are gone. We're gonna try and tackle this broken ash spar that's leaning up against the fence next, but I just wanted to give you a quick little update. Logs are gone. All this brush has been stripped out. This little section didn't really have much stuff growing in the ground per se, a little bit. There are still some, small vines and little, whatever, brambles, whatever you want to call them, left there. I'm gonna try and work on that, clean that up a little bit better, get up to this tree line, get these leaves out of here, and get this ash spar out of the way. She didn't mention anything about this maple that's leaning on the fence as well, so I'm not gonna touch that, but I am going to mention that to her before I leave. And then we're gonna start tackling this really thick area. I'm curious to see how the root rake works on that area. And I was able to get everything back way farther than I imagined. I thought it was gonna be pretty soft, but I really only sank in for that last log and I was kind of able to push it. So that worked out well. I'm gonna throw the camera on the tripod and see if we can get this ash thing out of here. So let's give it a go. Well guys, just as the WoodMaxx chipper was surprising me in the last few videos, the Everything Attachments Wicked Rake Grapple surprised me today. You guys saw what this area looked like in the beginning of the video. It was pretty much just like this. And now there's oh, hold on, I missed one. Wait a second. Okay. All right, guys, now we're done. That worked really well. One thing I found, I think there is an old like farmer's stone wall that kind of runs along this direction, because I ran into a bunch of rocks all of a sudden over there in that area as well. And it kind of makes sense. There is a stone wall over there, so it probably, my guess is, runs down this way and then cut across here at some point. But yeah, there's the pile of the brush from this area. And this was all a lot of big prickers. You can see the thorns and stuff on it. So it would have really sucked to have to go in there with a chainsaw or something and try and mess with that. I am gonna take the little topper and just clean up these couple little sprouts at the bottom of this ash here. This thing is pretty hollow at the base and it's quite tall, but maybe I'll have to recommend taking that down at some point. But yeah, for the most part, it worked really well. I'm gonna clean up this last little bit of brush that just fell out of the grapple, you know, as I was dumping it. But I think she's gonna be pretty happy, especially in the amount of time it took me. I did all of that in under an hour. So I am going to have time to run up, try and pluck those couple stumps up there in the garden, and I'll probably move those couple pieces of firewood over there for her. But yeah, overall, Everything Attachments Wicked Grapple strikes again. Another piece of area cleared, and now I guess our landscapers will come in and maybe put down some topsoil or rake it out and plant some grass. I don't know if it'll grow with all this tree cover, but I wish them the best. I did the hard part, I'd say. Okay guys, so we finished up down below over there. As you can see, looks pretty good. Now we're up here at this little garden where these little stumps are. There's a bunch of little stuff here, so I'm just gonna run through, see what I can pop out. There's one larger one here, but it's actually kind of horizontal, so I might be able to get a good grab on it with the grapple. And these other ones, we'll see if I can just pop them out with the teeth. So yeah, we're gonna give it a try, see how the Wicked Grapple does. guys, so here's the pile of stumps that I just ripped out. We had a nice rainfall yesterday, so this was actually the perfect day to come and do this because the ground was nice and soft. But you can see the Rake Grapple did a pretty good job. I just kind of, you know, grab them with the teeth, and some of them I didn't even have to close the grapple to rip it out. I would just kind of bulldoze it and it would get caught in the teeth, and I could tilt the grapple forward and they would just fall out without closing the lid. So that worked out pretty well. She just came out, was really happy, and now wants me to work a little bit underneath this white pine so that they can maybe put a bench or something and get out those brambles. And then I'm gonna try and pull out an uprooted ash stump. You can kind of see it right there behind that little pile of wood. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for this video.
All right, guys, so that's going to be it for this one. I hope you enjoyed seeing me use the Everything Attachments Wicked Root Rake Grapple. It did a great job. It was like the perfect tool for clearing out, you know, these stumps that I just did here, moving the logs, and clearing out all those brambles. That's actually why I got this particular model, because I knew that I was going to be doing this stuff from time to time. I don't do it all the time. Its primary function is to pick up logs and load them in my trailer. But I wanted to be able to kind of have that one, you know, grapple that could kind of do it all, as opposed to having a specific root rake and a specific grapple, you know, for logs. This one kind of covers all the bases, jack of all trades, and it works really well. So that's going to be it. If you guys like this stuff, give us a big thumbs up on the video. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. It helped me out and the channel, helped me bring you a lot more content. If you haven't done so as well, hit the little bell notification. This is the beginning of the spring. This summer, we got a lot in store for the channel. A lot of new equipment, a lot of different stuff. I've kind of been teasing it. We got a new lawnmower. We got some other stuff in the works.